The young and naive sailor, Edmond Dantes, had taken command of his brigantine, after the death of his captain at sea. Following a last wish from the captain, he made an unplanned stopover on the way to his home port of Marseille, on the island of Elba. Ship treasurer Danglars, who envies his captaincy, which Morel quickly confirmed, sailor Cadaris, whom he had arrested on board as a thief, and Lieutenant Mondego, who is after his fiancée Mercedes, form an alliance against Edmond and write a fictitious letter against him. Shortly thereafter, on the day before his planned marriage, he was arrested and brought before the public prosecutor de Villefort, to whom he handed a letter entrusted to him as a messenger by the captain. Villefort destroyed the letter and apparently dropped the charge of Bonapartism, but in fact Edmond is sent to the Château d'If prison, because the real addressee of the letter is Villefort's father, Noirtier, a self-confessed Bonapartist. There, a variety of prisoners suffered within the walls of the penitentiary. It held dangerous criminals, thieves, religious convicts, and political hostages for many years. Years later, he meets the cleric Abbé Faria, a fellow prisoner who ended up in Edmond's cell by mistake on the years-long journey to freedom. He introduces Edmond to various secretly manufactured commodities and uses Edmond's information to reveal the real background to his imprisonment. Edmond then swears revenge against Danglars, Cadaris, Mondego and de Villefort. Together they continue to plan their escape, but Faria dies after confiding in Edmond the location of an untold treasure on the island of Monte Cristo. Dantes succeeds in having himself sewn into the body bag instead of the deceased and having himself thrown into the sea. He is free. He is rescued by Italian smugglers, from whom he learns of his father's starvation, and lets them drive him to Monte Cristo, where he can find the treasure. In the following, Edmond appears as the very rich Count of Monte Cristo, shrouded in mystery, and maintains a self-confident and eloquent demeanor towards everyone. In this mask, he finishes off his four enemies with carefully designed intrigues. First he visits Danglars, now baron and respected banker, in Paris to open an account with him. He then tempts him to risky speculative transactions. Previously, Danglars introduced him to Attorney General de Villefort because Edmond had asked for personal security. Edmond also met Albert, the son of Mondego and his then fiancée Mercedes, with him. Shortly thereafter he meets his parents at the Mondego house, Mondego and Mercedes. Meanwhile, Danglars sees himself exposed as a reputable banker and commits suicide. After Edmond discredits the glorious warlord Mondego in a newspaper he bought, his son Albert challenges him to a duel. His mother, Mercedes, begs her former fiancé Edmond for her son's life and finally admits recognition, whereupon Edmond spares Albert. Mondego faces a committee of inquiry to which Edmond appears. Mondego challenges him to a duel on Deegan and is defeated. Finally, Edmond follows Mercedes on her way from Paris to Marseille, where they separate for good as she follows her son to Africa. Although the Count loses Mercedes' love as an avenging angel, she sees in the Count a purified person who can now find his way back into human society. Thank you for watching. If you like the videos, please subscribe to this channel.